going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and another video. I recently got a comment about I do a lot of the same things, and yes, that is true. So today we're gonna do something different, something I haven't done in months. We're gonna do a traveling open cup pour, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. These are the colors that we're working with. Lots of colors, but they're gonna come together and they're gonna be amazing. The base coat is gonna be a black. There's no silicone in the base coat. 1 to 2 drops in each one of these other colors of my coconut oil hair serum that you guys know that I use. So, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing fantastic. Oh, before we get into it, all the colors I'm using are accessible to everybody. There's no special mixing, there's no nothing. These are all Artist Loft pre-mixed colors. I haven't added anything to them except the silicone. And with that, let's get into it. All right. I also found this really cool thing at Michael's. This isn't a pouring medium, but it's silver metallic. So stay tuned. This is gonna be something I use in a future video very soon. I'm very excited about that because I love metallics, and that'll help just take it to the next level. All right, so we're gonna layer it in there, and this cup's probably gonna do whatever it wants to do, and that's fine. We got our base coat protecting the surface there. Actually, you know what? For a lot of contrast, I'm gonna put a little pop of white. It's got a heavier density, so it's probably gonna sink a little bit. But that is okay. Now, I also did not shake these bottles because that would introduce a whole lot of bubbles to it. And I didn't want to deal with a whole bunch of bubbles. I still have some, which is amazing. But it's not because I shook it. All right, let's get some silver in there. This is gonna be awesome. So, I know I'm normally like happy-go-lucky all the time, but recently I've been having a really hard time, y'all. Honestly, on like a real level. With what's going on in the world, it's kind of just made me sad. And a lot of older memories that I've kind of tried to work through are starting to resurface, so I'm seeking some assistance with that right now. But I did want you guys to know I have a bad day just like everybody. I'm not... Oh man, I just spilled it. I just spilled a whole bunch of paint, y'all. Let me fix this real quick, or else I'm gonna be wearing most of it. Let's see if I can even get any of that back into the cup. All right, well, we got some of it. Not a lot, some of it. So the turquoise color will be lacking. All right, so I have my heat gun here. All I'm gonna try to do is coax that silicone to react, just like you're seeing right now. It's even reacting inside the cup, which is kind of crazy, but all right. Now let's continue to layer these. I like having a dark color next to the lighter colors. You know what I am noticing though? Is silicone is dangerously close to contacting the canvas there, so what I'm gonna do is try to put a barrier, because that initial black is starting to roll under. So you always want to protect your canvas. The silicone, if it contacts the canvas, it doesn't always have a terrible effect, but sometimes it will cause that to reject. It will cause the paint to come off of the surface, and we don't want that. All right, so what colors now? Let's add another silver. A little bit, a little pop of the silver in there. I love metallics, y'all. Metallics are freaking amazing. All right, so let's put another dark color. I know we just used this color, but we're gonna do it again. Then we're gonna gradiate. I don't even know if that's a word. If it's not a word, let me know in the comments. I feel like it's a word. I just about made a big mess. Almost missed the cup entirely. So now I'm letting the colors churn a little bit. Let's add a little bit of white. Man, this thing is looking cool already. Already with all the colors that are kind of mixing, but that silver is making some really gorgeous stuff going on. Now I'm gonna center it again. Because apparently something's not level, y'all, but that's okay. And now I can apply my heat to it again and just coax those cells to the surface. All this does is heats up the silicone slightly so that it can start pushing its way through the paint, rising up to the surface. Now you want to be careful. If you're using a torch, you can't hover on the same area for too long because you risk drying out the paint. And then it's going to just make it really difficult to do anything with. But look at that thing. Dang, y'all. That looks so cool. All right, let me add a little bit of white. These cells right here are freaking amazing. Little white, little silver. I think we have enough paint now to actually get really good coverage. But we are going to continue just a little bit more. Just a little tiny bit more. Not too much. All right. Let me recenter it because now the cells are starting to get wonky. That is definitely enough paint, y'all. Now, in the interest of keeping these safe over here, I don't want the silicone rolling under and causing that paint to reject. That would be super unfortunate because this one looks freaking amazing so far. Let's see if we can get just a little bit out. A little bit more. Come on, y'all. Work with me. All right. Now what I'm gonna do, I don't like, typically in open cups, a lot of people just pick it straight up and leave that ring in the center. I don't particularly like that, so I try to disrupt it a little bit. Because if I swipe over it with the rim of the cup, it allows more layering of those colors. And then we can hit it with the heat gun again and just bring some of that gorgeous colors to the surface. Now it also creates slightly smaller cells when you do it that way. As you're seeing in the middle, there's a lot of small cells coming through. And that happens because you're further thinning out those layers and the silicone that's in those layers creating smaller cells. But look at these wicked little cells down here. Those look so cool. But what I want to do is I do want to center this. And I'm probably not going to spin it too hard because I really like what's going on. All right. These blacks are empty. All right, y'all, we're going to spin this thing out. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Now I'm just lightly spinning it. I don't want to overstretch these small cells. And I really love the way that the open cup kind of, each layer of color creates a small ring. And I love that. It's so cool. I actually think that that's as far as we're going to spin this bad boy. Now, the final touch, right? Because I'm going to be putting resin on this and it's going to look freaking amazing because the metallics are already popping off. So take your heat gun or torch and lightly go over it. You see all those tiny microcells starting to open up? That happens because we just thinned out the paint even more. So it allows the silicone to continue to react. The center, we might not get so much, but as you can see, like all these little tiny bubbles, they actually look like tiny bubbles. I don't know, that just came out of my mouth, but I'm just doing really light sweeps with this. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. Guys, this thing is freaking gorgeous. Let me get you guys down here. You gotta see this. You gotta see it. Would you just look at this? Look at all these tiny microcells in all of these colors. And it created such a nice contrast because of the layering the light and the dark colors together. This thing is so pretty. Can't wait to see it with resin.
If you want to watch another video just like this, click the screen right now and I'll see you there.